Today in the 21st century, due to the advancement of science and technology, man has achieved everything that he had never achieved before. Medical science, robotic technology, artificial intelligence and all facilities of human life are at their peak, and due to the development of science and technology, man often forgets his limitations. And he keeps trying to change the power and nature of Allah. And it forgets that there is one Allah who owns this world and universe and his body, without whose command nothing is possible. And if he wills in every age, the ruler of the world should make the mighty man a sign of example like Pharaoh and Nimrod. In today's video we will mention some celebrities of present time, who challenged Allah and the law of nature, and became an example for the rest of the world. Famous American singer, rapper and songwriter Tentacion found the music world success and fame at a young age that it went to his head. He felt that these people who wanted him so much would always want him like that. And he challenged Allah and said that after exactly 1 year people will worship me like God. That is, he was giving himself the status of God. That I will become so famous within coming 1 year that people will worship me as a God. But exactly 1 year later, in a robbery incident in the American state of Florida, some people shot him in the neck continuously and killed him. The surprising thing is that it was not a murder plan but a robbery in which the chances of murder are very low. But what happened after that? Always, in a few days, people forgot it and started looking for a new one. And so Allah made it a sign of lesson forever. The owner of Titanic, the most luxurious and advanced ship in the world in his time, challenged Allah about his creation and said that it is such an advanced ship that even God cannot sink it. And then the world saw that this 882 feet long and 175 feet high ship broke into two pieces in April 1912 after hitting a huge iceberg in the North Atlantic Ocean, and took with him the lives of more than 1,500 people. Many big ships in the world have been sunk underwater till now. But the world knows the Titanic as an example because of few proud words of its owner. It proves that a man can become the owner of such a boat in this world, but he is not the owner of the sea or his own life. Cazuza was a very famous Brazilian singer. When the intoxication of his wealth and fame got to its peak and was crossing the limit during his musical concert, he puffed out cigarette smoke and arrogantly said, "God, this is for you." In other words, he tried to blaspheme God by saying that I did not believe in God. All these accomplishments I achieved myself. Do you know what was the result? He died just in the age of 32 in 1990 because of AIDS. In 1984, famous Brazilian leader Tancredo Neves challenged Allah in his speech and said that if I win the election even God cannot stop me from becoming president. Brazil had a military dictatorship from 1964 to 1985. That means the army was occupying the country. In 1985, Tancredo Neves was about to become the country's prime minister when he died of an infection on the 40th day after his victory. And his claim was found in the dust. Who does not know Stephen Hawking, the famous scientist of today? He clearly denied the existence of God. Stephen used to say that I do not believe that there is a creator, but we can explain this universe according to the principles of physics. In his book Brief History of Time, he writes that we do not need a god or a creator to understand the structure of this universe. But in 1963, aged just 21, he was stricken with an incurable neurological disease. And he died in 2018 at the age of 76. But even if he wanted to cure his disease, he could not do anything with the help of science. If you are watching the videos of one of the most famous YouTubers in the world, Mr. Beast, then you definitely recognize this guy, who is almost there in every video of Mr. Beast, and his name is Chris Tyson, who was also Jimmy's nicknamed Mr. Beezer best friend. But Chris Tyson was full of hatred and malice against Islam, which he expressed publicly in one of his Twitter posts. He said that Islam is an ignorant and backward religion. There is no respect and no rights for human beings, especially for women. Islam is for those who live in caves and deserts. Not for today's new generation. After his enmity and contempt for Islam, Allah gave such a horrible punishment to him that you would repent by thinking only. Muslims from all over the world started criticizing him openly because of his anti-Islamic statements. After which Mr. Beast stopped including him in his videos. He also had a wife and a child. His wife divorced and took the baby with her. That's not it. Then the man underwent surgery to transform himself into a woman. And today he is one of the most hated people on social media. You must know the famous Canadian singer Justin Bieber. He has a huge fan following in the music industry since his childhood. When his fame reached to its peak. Few days ago at the entrance in live concert in Islamophobia, wearing a hijab not only sings songs. But he also made joke of Islam by dancing. He is currently only 28 years old. And just a few days after that concert, one morning when he woke up, he saw suddenly that one side of his face was completely paralyzed. He could not even close his eye nor could he speak properly. Because a virus attacked his facial nerve. Which is absolutely impossible in young age. Allah warned him through this small stroke to get a lesson. Otherwise, if Allah can make you become helpless in front of him, it is not a difficult task to make you a sign lesson for the others. Who can forget Michael Jackson, who left his influence on millions of people because of music? No singer in human history could achieve the fame that this one guy had. People used to faint after seeing him inside his concert. People were crazy about him. Michael Jackson claimed that he would defeat death and live for 150 years. And for this purpose he started meeting people through gloves. To avoid germs. He slept inside a special type of oxygen cylinder. A team of doctors was always ready to examine him. With which human organs would have been present to save Michael Jackson in case of emergency. Despite hundreds of surgeries and precautions, only 45 years of age, at an age when the average age of a normal person is much higher than that. Michael Jackson left this world in a pitiable state. And his fans who yearned for a glimpse of him have forgotten him. Because it is only God who is eternal. May Allah grant us understanding and good deeds.